Hi students, very good evening to all. Today we will talk about the most important topic of biotechnology, that is the enzyme immobilization. So let's start. Okay, there are so many learning objectives of this chapter. First, we have to go through the basic concept of enzyme immobilization. Then second point is the advantages and disadvantages of this immobilization process. Third one point is the applications of enzyme immobilization. And the fourth important point is how many or which type of matrix or support matrix are used in the immobilization technique. Then very important point of this chapter is the types or methods of immobilization. There are five types are there here: adsorption, covalent bonding, entrapment, copolymerization or cross-linking, and encapsulation. We will go through one by one. Then there are so many minor things which are left behind here. About there are three things, that is immobilization of whole cells, advantages or disadvantages of wholesale immobilization, and methods of wholesale immobilization. But we will not go through these last three things. We have to focus on these above 6 to 7 things. Okay. Immobilization technique. We are going to immobilize the enzyme. That's why we have to know about the enzymes. Enzymes are the proteins. Enzymes are the biocatalyst. We can increase or enhance the rate of biochemical reactions. One thing is that enzymes never takes part in the chemical reactions. They just convert the reactant into their product. They just convert the substrate into their products. Okay, this is about the enzyme. And enzymes are very important in life sciences because all the cells have thousands of enzymes working simultaneously at a very unique pH of the cell. Okay, this is all about the enzymes. We are going to discuss the concept of immobilization. Literally, immobilization is nothing but we have to hold or fix or adhere anything onto the matrix. Here, one word is there, that is the imprisonment. Here, imprisonment is nothing but the hold or a fixation or adherence. Okay, fixation or adherence or holding of the enzymes on any support matrix. Okay, matrix is anything. It will be any polymer, or it may be like Cephadx or any carbohydrate is there. Okay. Second thing is that the invention of the immobilization technique. Immobilization technique was invented in the Japan. The first enzyme immobilized by Japanese, the name of enzyme was aminoacylases, and this enzyme was extracted from the Aspergillus oryzae, which is used for the production of ill amino acids in Japan. Okay, this example just history about the immobilization of enzymes. There are two main advantages of the enzyme immobilization. The first one is the increased functional efficiency. We want to increase the functional efficiency of industrial processes. Then second, we want to enhance the reproducibility of the any biochemical process. That's why we are going to adhere or fix or hold to enzyme on the any support matrix. Here so many advantages are given of immobilization of enzymes. First advantage is reuse. Here we can reuse the enzyme. Here we can recycle the enzymes to make our processes number of times. That's why there is no need to use so many labors for the setup of these biochemical processes in industries. The main advantage of these processes Here we can save more and more capital cost or investment cost. Okay, it is very affordable process. Because of enzymes, minimum reaction time is required for the to complete the processes to make the product from the its reactants. That is, its efficiency is more. Enzymes has more efficiency to convert the substrate or reactant into their products. Okay. Here, this is a very isolated process. That's why there is less chance of contamination into the products of any other things. Here, the enzyme immobilization has more stability. That's why here we can use the enzymes number of times. Here we can use these enzymes number of times. So here we can improve our processing qualities, its control, and there is a enzyme substrate ratio is high. Means enzyme substrate ratio will high when the enzymes are more in number and substrates are in less number. That's why we can produce number of molecules. It may be organic, inorganic, or anything, and we can easily convert so many substrates and reactant into their product, and which are used for the welfare and to improve the quality of our life. Each and everything in the world has so many disadvantages like its advantages. Here there are about 5 disadvantages are given of enzyme immobilization technique. First disadvantage is this process cannot be used at the industrial level. We can use it at the academic or research level for our purposes or experiments. Okay. But we cannot use it at the large scale of industrial application. Sometimes, in second point, sometimes enzymes lost or denatured, lost their catalytic properties, or we can say it, they get denatured, they get destabilized. That's why we have to change it. We have to make another support system, and we have to make it very firmly fixing of the enzymes on the support matrix. The third disadvantage is some enzymes are very unstable. That's why they cannot used for the many cycles of the industrial processes. Fourth point is enzymes are inactivated by heat generated in the system. If you are aware about the enzymes, enzymes are the proteins, and proteins are very sensitive. Enzymes are the very sensitive to the temperature. Because enzymes or proteins get denatured above at the extreme temperatures. They cannot work at very low temperature or at very high temperature. That's why heat is also barrier for the processes or its activity. The sixth disadvantage is there is a requirement of high cost for the isolation, purification, and recovery of active enzymes. Okay, at the research or academic level it will be okay, but if we want to make more the product from these enzyme immobilization at the larger scale in the industry, then there is a requirement of high cost, because for the isolation, for the purification and recovery of active enzymes there is need a lot of machines are there, and so it is very time consuming process is there. That's why there are about 5 disadvantages are there explained here. Okay, this is very important point, because biotechnology is nothing but it using the biological things, it using the cells, it using the enzymes for the welfare of humans, for to increase the quality of life of humans. That's why here there are some application explained here. The first application of this technique is industrial application. That is, at industrial level we can manufacture the antibiotics, beverages, some amino acids for our daily needs of medicine in diet or Many things are there. The second application of this technique or process is the biomedical application. In biomedical application, for the drug delivery, for the diagnosis and treatment of many diseases, we can use this process. The third important application is the food industry. In food industry, we can produce jam, jellies, syrups, and so many things which are useful for us and to make a needful diet for our life. In research, it is very important because there is a requirement of number of enzymes and its products. That's why in a blotting experiment there is a need of this technique. Then proteases for cell lysis. If we want to extract the DNA, if we want to extract the RNA from the cells, then there is a need to break down some proteins of the cells, and after that we can separate out the, we can isolate the DNA or RNA from the cells. So for making proteases, we have to need some enzyme immobilization technique. Okay, then production of biodiesel from vegetable oils. This process is carried out by the enzyme immobilization technique. Then by using this technique, we can make water pure. That is the wastewater management can be done by with this technique. So industrial effluents or domestic sewage can be purified by this technique. In textile industry, we can use it. Also in detergent industry, we can immobilize the lipase for effective dirt removal. Okay, so there are so many applications are here. We will go to the next slide. Okay, support or matrix. It is a very important point to understand enzyme immobilization process. In the definition of enzyme immobilization, there is one word, that is the matrix or a support. So support or matrix is anything. It may be a natural polymer, it may be a synthetic polymer, or it may be inorganic material, it may be a charcoal. These support matrix are used to adhere or to fix or to hold the enzymes to carry out the chemical processes. Okay, and this matrix used here, it should be cheap and easily available anywhere in the world. Their reaction with medium and enzyme should be minimous as possible. If any matrix or support is chemically active, then it will change the structure of enzyme. It will change the structure of substrates, or it may be change the structure of products. That's why it will make contamination in the biochemical processes. That's why any support matrix should be inert, chemically inert. Here there are so many examples are there. Matrix or support used for the enzyme immobilization technique. It may be a natural polymers, synthetic polymers, or inorganic material are there. It may be a charcoal. Okay, there are so many examples of that. So here we have discussed about the support matrix and its properties. Okay, there are some examples are given here of matrix. It may be alginate, chitin, collagen, gelatin, cellulose, starch, pectin. There are so many examples are given here. You have to remember all that to write in exams. And all these examples are the natural polymers. Alginate, collagen, gelatin, cellulose, starch, or pectin is there. Okay, we will go through the next slide. Okay, synthetic fibers or synthetic polymers. Synthetic polymers are the example are there: polyvinyl chloride (PVC), then UV activated polyethylene glycol, that is PEG, and DEAE cellulose. This is a synthetic cellulose. Okay, these three examples are of synthetic polymers or synthetic support matrix. And there are some properties are given here. They are ion exchange resins or polymers. They are insoluble supports with porous surface. Then the porous surface trap or hold the enzymes. Okay, there are some properties of these synthetic polymers. You have to just remember the examples of these synthetic polymers in this slide. Okay, there are some inorganic materials or inorganic matrix: zeolites, ceramics, diatomaceous earth, then silica, glass beads, then activated carbon or charcoal. It may be used as the support matrix for the enzyme immobilization technique. Now, this is a very and most important topic of this chapter, that is the methods or types of enzyme immobilization. Okay, we have just seen their names in the first slide: adsorption, covalent bonding, entrapment, copolymerization or cross-linking, and encapsulation. There are 5 methods of these enzyme immobilization. We will go through next slide one by one. The methods of enzyme immobilization are nothing but the technique or process that explains how enzymes are hold or linked to their matrix. Okay, these all processes, 5 processes, just explaining how to link the enzymes to their matrix. And there are 5 techniques to linking the enzymes to their matrix. Okay, we will go through one by one. Adsorption is the very oldest and very simple method of enzyme immobilization. In this method, the principle of adsorption is used to link the enzymes on the surface of support matrix. Okay, so this method was first used by the Nelson and Griffin to link the enzyme invertase on the surface of charcoal. Okay, invertase is the enzyme which breaks the sucrose into the glucose and fructose. Okay, the enzymes are adsorbed to the external surface of support. This is very important to understand and remember the process or principle of adsorption. The support or a carrier or a matrix used for these are the mineral support like aluminum oxide or clay. It may be an organic support like starch. It may be a modified saccharose, and the ion exchange resins are, it may be there. So these are the 3 examples of the support system of the adsorption of enzyme on the surface of matrix. Very important point is that how the enzymes are linked to the support matrix. Here in adsorption, there are 3 biochemical interactions are used for the binding or linking of enzymes on the support system. The ionic interaction, that is the electrostatic interaction, then hydrogen bonding and van der Waals forces are used to link or join the enzymes on the surface of matrix. Here the carrier particle size must be very small. It may be about 500 angstrom to 1 millimeter in diameter. Okay, this is this is sufficient to understand the adsorption. We have to write what is the adsorption, how this principle is used to linking the enzymes, and which are the support system and which are the biochemical interaction which are used for the linking the enzymes on the support. Okay, there are 4 subtypes of adsorption method, but we have to not go. We will not go through it because it is not important for us. Okay, advantages of adsorption: easy to carry out, no reagents are required here, minimum activation steps are involved here. It is comparatively very cheap method. Then it is very less disruptive to proteins than the chemical methods. In chemical methods, proteins get disrupted easily. Okay, disadvantages are desorption of enzymes from the carrier. That is carrier and that is the support matrix, and enzymes can be get separated in this process. And efficiency is very less compared to the other process. Okay, second method of enzyme immobilization, that is the covalent bonding. Self-covalent bonding explains us that is the enzymes are linked to the matrix by the covalent interaction, that is the covalent bonding. It involves the formation of covalent bonds between the enzymes and the support matrix. This method is widely used method of enzyme immobilization among others. The chemical groups in enzymes that forms the covalent bonds with support systems are, it may be amino groups, imino groups, hydroxyl groups, carboxyl groups, thiol groups, methyl thiol groups, or guanylyl groups, or imidazole groups, or phenol rings are there. These functional groups are used to link the enzymes to their matrix. And these so many groups can be maybe present on the matrix, or it may be on the enzymes. Okay, this is a deep point for us. We will not go through it. We will go to the next slide. In covalent bonding, carriers or support systems are made up of carbohydrates, that is of cellulose or agarose. It may be of synthetic agents, that is the polyacrylamide. Polyacrylamide is used to make the gel for the separation of the proteins. Polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis is used for the separation of proteins. Then it may be a protein carrier, it may be a amino group bearing carriers, it may be a porous glass or silica. Then cyanogen bromide or agarose or saccharose also can be used for the support system. Okay, exactly what happening in the covalent bonding and how different or various chemical groups makes the bond with their support system are explained here. That is, peptide bond can be formed between the two amino acids. Diazonation there explained here. Then polyfunctional reagents are explained here. These are not important for us. We will go through next slide. Okay, this is important for our exam point of view. Advantages of covalent bonding, that is, it has a strong linkage capacity because covalent bond requires so much energy to make it as well as to break it. Okay, so it gives the strong supporting system and strong bonding capacity to the enzymes to adsorb on the surface of support system. Second advantage is there is no leakage or there is no desorption problem. Okay, here separation problem is not there because covalent bond is very strong bond among the others. The comparatively simple method, then it is widely used and applicable. A variety of support with different functional groups are available. That's why we can use a number of varieties of support system as well as chemical groups are can be used for the covalent bonding here. There are some disadvantages of this covalent bonding method. The chemical modification of enzyme leading to the functional conformational loss. Functional conformation loss is nothing but there is an active site to each and every enzyme, and if active site get changed, okay, it's conformation. Conformation is nothing but the spatial arrangement of the atoms in any compound. If its structure get changed, then there is no use of covalent bonding for the process of immobilization and the conversion of the substrate into their products. There is one problem. Another problem is that the enzyme inactivation can be carried out by this process because if active sites get buried or if active sites or catalytic sites are get disturbed because of their some changes in the conformation, because of the covalent bonding to support, then it will no role to convert the substrate or reagent into their products. So this can be overcome through the immobilization in the presence of enzyme substrate or competitive inhibitors. Okay, there are some, these are the some disadvantages. We will go to the next slide. This is the third method of physical entrapment. Entrapment means we can trap the enzyme molecules. Here enzymes are physically entrapped inside the matrix. This is very nice figure that explaining us that all the enzymes molecules are entrapped in all the um, their matrix structures. Here bonds involved, it may be covalent or non-covalent. Okay, here non-covalent interaction as well as covalent interactions can be used to entrap the enzyme molecules inside the support matrix. The support matrix used, it will be water soluble polymers. And example of matrix are there: polyacrylamide gels, cellulose triacetate, agar, gelatin and carrageenan and alginate are there. These are the some examples. We will go to the next slide. How entrapment is carried out. Here we can form the pores of these matrix. The pore size of matrix is adjusted to prevent loss of enzymes, and possibility of leakage of low molecular weight enzymes is more. Agar and carrageenan have larger porous size, that's why they can be used for this entrapment. Then pore size can be adjusted with the concentration of polymer. If we are using more polymer, then the pore size get decreased. If we used less polymer, if you use the low concentration of polymer for the formation of matrix, then low concentration leads to the larger pores. The entrapment of enzymes, it can be used for the sensing application, and this method is not much successful for the large scale industrial processes, and it is used only for the to practice small scale at the academic or research level. Okay, there are three methods of physical entrapment. First is the inclusion in the gel. We have to make gel, and you can trap the enzyme molecules inside the gel. That is the inclusion of gel. In second method, that is the inclusion in fibers. That is enzymes get supported on the fiber format. In the third method, the inclusion in microcapsules. It is very simple and useful method, because here the enzymes are get entrapped inside the microcapsules, which are formed by the monomer mixture such as polyamine and calcium alginate. Here we have to make a monomer mixture, and this monomer mixture is nothing but the microcapsules. Okay, that is microcapsules can be made from these monomer mixture, and inside the capsule we can entrap the enzymes. Okay, this is very simple and important method among the others. Advantages and disadvantages of entrapment method. It is very fast, cheap, and it requires some mild conditions. Then here there is no chance of conformational change in the enzyme molecules. That's why its activity get optimal to make the substrate into the products. Disadvantages are there: leakage of enzyme, poor diffusion limitation, and the chance of microbial contamination is more. That's why this method also is not useful for the industrial level. Okay, the fourth method of enzyme immobilization, that is the cross-linking, that is the copolymerization. In cross-linking, the covalent bonding between various groups of enzymes via the polyfunctional reagents are used for the cross-linking. Here a figure is given, that is all the enzyme molecules are interlinked by or via covalent bonding, and for that covalent bonding there are use of polyfunctional reagents. There is no requirement of matrix or support system here. That's why it is very simple method. For the copolymerization process or cross-linking process, polyfunctional reagents are used for the linking of enzymes. Here, no support system is required. So, glutaraldehyde and diazonium salt are used for the cross-linking of the enzymes. This process is or technique is very cheap and simple, often used for with the pure proteins, and it is widely used in the commercial preparation at the industrial level. There is one demerit of this process, that is the polyfunctional reagents can denature the enzymes. That is, enzymes can be destabilized or denatured by the polyfunctional reagents, that is glutaraldehyde and diazonium salt can change the structure of the enzymes. That's why it has also one merit. This is the fifth method, encapsulation of enzyme. The figure explains us, that is, there is a one semi-permeable membrane around all the enzyme molecules, and all the enzymes are get encapsulated. That is, there is a capsulation. Okay, like the nucleus, and nucleus has a nuclear membrane. The enclosing of enzymes in the semi-permeable membrane capsule, it is a very simple method, and capsule is made up of nitrocellulose or nylon. This semi-permeable membrane or a capsule, it is made up of cellulose or nylon. Its effectiveness or its technique's effectiveness is depend upon the stability of enzymes. Okay. Advantages of encapsulation: it is cheap and simple method. Large quantity of enzymes can be immobilized by this encapsulation method. Okay, because a number of molecules can be encapsulated inside the semi-permeable membrane. Then disadvantage is there is a pore size limitation, and only small substrate molecule is able to cross the membrane. Okay, this is advantage, that very small amount of substrate or reactant are cross the semi-permeable membrane. That's why very less efficiency of this method is the disadvantage of enzyme immobilization. Okay, this is the comparative summary of 5 methods of enzyme immobilization. In this table, in first column there is a method, in second column support systems or support substances are there, then which type of cells can do this, and then reactions are given, which type of reaction can be carried out by this support system or enzyme linking. Adsorption process can make lactic acid, ethanol or steroid conversion. Covalent bonding can make ethanol as well as vinegar. Cross-linking can make the fumaric acid. Entrapment method can make phenol degradation, ethanol formation, and encapsulation can make the fructose and monoclonal antibodies for the medical purpose. Thank you for watching my second video tutorial lecture on the YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe or comment if there is any query about this presentation or lecture. This PPT is not mine. I have taken it from internet source. I just narrated it. Okay. Is there any query? Is there any problem regarding the point of enzyme immobilization? You can surely comment in the comment box, or you can tell me or ask me anything. Okay. Thank you very much.